What's going on, guys? I'll tell you two real quick stories about grinding and what it looks like and what it will do, because I think that too often we take a lax approach to doing things, or we might hustle, work hard one day, take off the next day, or we work, bust our tails for 1 week and then the next week we slack off a little bit. And then also too, make sure you subscribe, because probably the next video, maybe in the next couple videos, I got something I think is going to be a game changer for all of us for 2025. And I'll go into detail of it, in one of the next videos coming up. But anyways, two quick stories about grinding. Going back to 2015 with my business from 2008 to 2015 was steadily growing each year. And about halfway through 2014, I found myself, even though my business was growing, I found myself struggling financially. After years up and down, I was struggling. I wasn't. I hadn't made the progress I thought I made, or that I should have made. So what I did at that point, I said, okay. I realized that some days, some weeks I'm working real hard, some weeks I'm not. I might go 3 days where I'm just busting my tail, making a ton of phone calls, and then I might have a day or two where I don't work so hard. So what I did is I said for the year I'm going to make every single work day, so Monday through Friday, I made 250 phone calls for my business. And I've talked about those before. I made cold calls, call customers, I call people I'm talking to, maybe people that used to be customers that are no longer customers. But I decided every single day I'd make 250 phone calls. And I did that for the whole year straight. And that was a grind, because there were some days where I didn't want to make 250 calls, or I was burnt out, or my voice was fatigued, or I was mentally fatigued. Some days I was sick and I had sore throat and I could barely talk. So I'm drinking like lemon juice and hot tea all morning just to try to relieve my voice. But I said, okay, no matter what, 250 calls a day. And there's some days where, maybe, I'm talking to a lot of people, getting a lot of sales. So I can't make as many calls. So then I'm still working hard into the evening, making sure I got my 250 calls in. And 2015 was a year that I took. People always talk about, getting to the next level, take another step up. And that was one of those steps I took that I went up on. And that was a game changer. And the other thing, talk about grinding, is that, all through my life, I've always kind of stayed in shape. I haven't been a, hardcore, working out, but I've always tried to stay active. Mainly just because I enjoy it, and I'm 44 now, and believe me, guys, it gets harder as you get older. But this is when my wife was about to have our daughter. So this is back in 2000, I believe it was 2013. She was born near the end of the year. So again, working out, the same thing. I was all throughout my life. I'd work out, but I might work out for a month, not work out for 3 months. Work out for 3 months, not work out for 6 months, like one of those things. And I have a thinner build, so it's I don't gain a whole bunch of muscle, but and the opposite, I kind of maintain the same physique. But I said, okay, I got to do something. My daughter's going to be born. I just got to go all out. And I can't remember the exact time frame. I think it might have been like 6 months or something. I said, I'm gonna hit the gym. It wasn't every day, but it was probably 4 to 5 days a week. But when I hit the gym, I would hit it hard. It wasn't like I was just going in there, just kind of jogging on the treadmill. I was hitting the weights hard. And it's funny, because when my daughter was born, that was the most most in shape I was, the most buff I was. And again, I'm not a big. I'm 6'2", I'm tall, but I'm not real thick. But at the time, my physique just transformed. And then after that, then once we had another baby, then it was late night, and I wasn't working out much. but it was a lesson in that grind. You know, when you go through and you put yourself in that position where you dive into something, you do it every day, you know, and I want to wrap this up. I want to wrap this video up, and I'll just wrap it up by saying this. You know, people will say, well, I'm going to get obsessed with something. This is my obsession, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, that's fine. But instead of being obsessed with something or, you know, diving into it, what you want to do is do it every day, every single day. And we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up on that. All right. Talk to you later.